are the nerds. We are the nerds of the apocalypse.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nerds of the Apocalypse. I am, of course, Trex, and alongside me tonight, it's someone pretty cool.
It's 16 as Ninja! Under the sea.
Under the sea. Well,
in the Krusty Krab.
Well, I am definitely in this apparent dark room that is weirdly dark.
Room is weirdly dark.
I blame new light bulbs. That's who I'm gonna blame.
Or lack thereof.
Well, not really. No, there's 4 of them going. There's 4 out of 5.
Turn up the brightness.
Fuck. I looked at the bulbs. Oh god, my eyes.
Oh no!
Oh, I looked at the sun. I don't know why.
Have you learned nothing from the playground?
I have not. Not even from a 60-year-old man who wrecked our country. Oh, I didn't learn.
You know what? He deserves it. He deserves to be blind. He can be dumb, deaf, and blind. Well, you know, I had a long weekend, a 3-day weekend, and I did nothing but play Inscription and God of War.
You know, I heard from a friend of ours, a mutual friend who is of the wizard persuasion, that he is trying to beat Inscription before you.
Oh, he did.
Oh shit, he did. Okay, I didn't think he was.
He did. That bastard.
So what you're saying is that he wasn't working like he told me he was, and
he beat it the day I kept dying on stream a lot. Like he did it Monday night, I think, is what he allegedly has told me. Allegedly, he beat it. But like there's this part in the game, and I won't say what part of it I was in, but I just kept dying and dying and dying and dying, and it really held me back. But like I'm in a new area, clean slate. I probably will die just as much the next time I stream it, but because of the setback that I had Monday night, our wizard friend got ahead of me.
The jerk.
The jerk. So, it's a good game. I likes it, and I also fixed my internet. I fixed my streaming settings to where it doesn't look like ass when I transfer it over to YouTube. Oh yeah, and I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, it's okay. So for you, what you're doing is you're taking the Twitch video. Are you downloading it and then uploading it to YouTube, or just a straight? Here's the stream. I'm highlighting it and then exporting it to YouTube.
I export it after I stream, and then schedule the video for the next day.
Yes, because as affiliates, we have to have our videos on Twitch for 24 hours before we can post them to YouTube. Supposedly.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think we're small enough to get away with it. But at least I am. I'm a nobody. Hey, what's up, Raph? What's up, Time Tracker? But yeah, so I upload. If I remember, I will record and use the recording for YouTube. But if I don't remember to press record, I'll just export.
Yeah, I will say, as a person who definitely has maybe 4 terabytes worth of hard drive space, I definitely used to stream and record, and then take the recording, slice it up in Premiere, and then upload it to YouTube. But as I've become more of an adult and a person who actually likes their 9-to-5 job, I don't have that time to slice and dice anymore. So it's like, let me just go to Twitch, export, get out of my face.
It's like editing.
Yeah,
Who has the time?
I may put a a thumbnail on a video, I may. At this point in my juncture in my YouTube career, I'm like, fuck it. I don't need it. I don't even need it. Like, here you go. Get it out of my face.
Dude, we managers don't have the time.
We don't.
You get what you get until this becomes a full-time thing, and it never will. But
been doing it for 10 years, folks. Woo!
Not me. Maybe a year or two.
I will probably say you have a more likelihood of succeeding because you're more variety. You are more variety, where of course I've been playing one game for the past 11 years, and while I have a great relationship with the developers of the game, I have a great relationship with my with the community, and love or hate relationship with the community, to be honest. It's just like, okay, I have no place else but to just be here, level. I'm not going anywhere. Not getting better, not getting worse. So I'm steady.
Yeah, I consistently have like maybe at least my VODs have a consistent number of like 14 to 19 watchers. Just the VODs though.
Yeah, I've been seeing you go live with your replays with the VODs over there. It's like, okay.
And the reruns strangely get me new people. I've seen that literally like the opposite happen with other people, especially ASMR streamers. When it is like a rerun, unfollow, unsubscribe. It's like, what is this weird dynamic that's going on?
Because I'm not here to watch preloaded boobs mess with ears. I want that shit live.
No way, man. No way. I can't even do that. No, that's not what my ASMR is like. It's all about. Speaking of like audio, like playing with audio. Did I show you guys this new thing?
Oh my
this
God,
new hotness?
that gigantic thing.
It's heavy as fuck.
You could like club someone who's messing with you and they're out.
I can,
That's
but
a
only
weapon.
like this part. But I don't want to mess with this part because these are the parts that are expensive. I don't know what these do.
Oh my God.
I have to read the manual, and I hate reading manuals. But I have a mixer. I have cables for these things. Like, these are actual XLR cables.
I was about to say, like, those are what we call XLR cables, kids.
Yeah. I have, like, 6 XLR cables when I only really need 4. And I have a mixer from old days when I had a brief stint as a sound producer. So, what even is my life?
I know. When you become a streamer, I will say, when you become a streamer, you are first off the on-air talent. You are your promoter. You are the sound engineer. You are the video editor. Like, you wear so many umbrellas. It is honestly awesome for me to learn new things. And because of all the traveling that we've done for different conventions, and if we're lucky enough to get a table and everything, like the shit that I bring, like, yeah, I'm bringing my mixer. I bring 6 cables, so I have to have 2 extra. I got 4 microphones plugged in. We're all plugged into onto the table right there. Like, we're ready to go. We could podcast from the table, stream it, everything. Dude.
So when I was an entertainment writer, and I did and I would do interviews, like we would all just use our phones when we interviewed, like, in person.
Yeah.
How big of a dick drop would be if I just set this on the table now? It was like, I'm just gonna beep beep beep.
Yeah, because nowadays people, and
Blam.
for sure, the thrifty reporter out there is definitely gonna pull out their cell phone, put this thing on record, and let's go out there and do this. Here comes Christina now with Badoom. Let's talk.
And I'm like, totally unnecessary. Because the phones that we have now are fine.
They absolutely are.
I had an iPhone, like, back in the day, and I could place the phone like conservatively 3 feet away from them, and it would pick up everything. In New York Comic-Con loudness, and it would pick up everything. Like for as secluded or blocked off as the newsroom was, you still heard literally everything. But with some of the noise cancellation that people that our phones have in general, it doesn't even matter. So phones are if sufficient, and this is just bragging rights.
It absolutely is. Honestly, if I knew you were gonna pull it out, I think it might be in my go bag. But I have my microphone recorder that I used back in 2011. I think it might have been the last time I used it. But it's definitely like it is really pretty tiny. But it has microphones on both ends, so I can place it on the table. I can record, and it does amazing. But like I can compare it to yours, and it's like, hey, I'm using this. Oh, I'm using this. Like, fuck, I'm out.
I almost linked you to one of the new Zoom products that just came out, the F6, which is literally something that you can just connect to a boom and it would record sound and everything.
Oh.
Yeah. And Aranis, this is a Zoom H6. It's not the latest model that came out, but it people still, like, even with the H8, I think that's out, people still prefer this, and so I got it. What am I gonna do with it? I don't know. I had a brief moment of fuck you money, and I did it.
At this point, she just needs to get over her fear of going outside, and she can do whatever the fuck she wants with that damn thing.
Dude, I went outside, and I got exposed to someone with COVID next to me. So I'm not going outside again.
Oh, this is nice fresh air. Wait, what did you just do?
Like fresh air, fuck you. I'll just stand in my backyard. That's enough. Because I now have yeah, what the fuck is outside exactly? Yeah, we're 20 minutes into this. Like we can swear all we want when this goes to YouTube.
Yep. And of course, for folks out there who don't know, Stevie B is not with us tonight because he is a little under the weather. Due to HIPAA violations, right. I'm not allowed to say exactly what's wrong with him. But of course, I said the words HIPAA violation, so obviously you know exactly what's happening.
So obviously it's medical.
Obviously.
Yeah, ass. You could have just said, oh, and you also said under the weather. You could have just left it at that.
I could have, but that ruins the fun of it.
Yeah. Hippo violations. Yeah, he violated a hippo and is paying for it now.
Look, Riverbank Zoo apparently keeps that shit serious. I didn't think they did, but they do.
Don't mess with hippos, man. They will eat you.
I honestly couldn't believe how violent they are. It's like, oh, look at this big thing. What's he doing to that? Oh, shit, you just entered his world, and he don't like it. Very territorial creatures.
Dude, and they might as well, like, if they weren't... I think they're omnivores, but they'd have to be with that big-ass teeth. But man, they might as well be apex creatures in their environment. Mm-hmm. Because nobody wants to mess with them. When you got game, you got game. I mean, true. You're not wrong, Aranis. Gotta shoot your shot. What's the worst that can happen? They say no?
They say no. Oh my god.
Oh my. Well, uh-oh. I think we got a message from Stevie.
He did. It's fucking...
Oh. Yes. He's still under the weather as fuck because, you know, hippos.
Because of
hippos be real bad. But he is ready for these ponies' meltdowns. His words, not mine.
Well, of course, for those out there who are not watching us live and watching on the YouTubes, thanks for still joining us. But always be sure to catch us on every Wednesday night at 9:30-ish p.m. Eastern for the NotA Game Report live. That's all I got.
Live. So you can join in on the shenanigans real time. Or on a slight delay because Twitch and technology's not perfect.
It is not, because 5G is a myth.
5G is a myth until it's not. But it's still a myth.
No, 5G is real, and all of a sudden, here's 5G ultra wideband.
Yeah, what even is that? Fiber in my neighborhood doesn't even exist. It will never happen until gentrification, and I am actually fighting against that, so it'll never come.
Okay. Old lady Christina's just fighting against the future.
I mean, no, but it's a really shitty plan. So here's what happened.
There's an actual plan?
No, I mean, not really. This persona that I have created for myself online is saying this is what happened. So what happened was,
oh shit,
gentrification is pushing ever so closer because it's been a 20-year process. So anytime you see these out of town folk who
very true,
don't live here. You start a gang war with your neighbors. I mean, they're in on it. I'm in on it. Immediately, the out-of-towners leave, and all is balanced again.
Fucking leafers.
Fucking leafers. Ugh. Fucking leafers. Anyway, that's the plan. If you don't want out-of-towners messing up your delicate ecosystem and jacking up housing prices, you start a gang war with your neighbors. I mean, shoot blanks, obviously. But obviously. And don't ever aim at the person you're pretending to shoot. Yeah. Obviously. Don't ever do this. I'm saying fake me. Real me now is saying don't fucking do this. Just go to your town halls and tell them to fuck off. That's it. Just go to town meetings. Tell them to fuck off. Just in those exact words, fuck off, I'm not voting for you. Anyway, it's like, oh shit, and I just got the pack, free pull, 3 Beast pack. Is Raph?
So currently Raph is playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, which honestly is not even on my release thing today, and even I know that it came out today because I installed it on not only my work computer but also on my home computer. So he is currently freaking out because he is getting some ace cards right now in a game that's super unbalanced. So it's literally playing just like the roll card game.
Speaking of imbalanced, no, I don't know why I said that. But what's coming out tomorrow? What's coming out tomorrow? Or this week? Or any new games coming out, Trex?
Hitman 3. Coming out on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Stadia. January 20th. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! Masters Duel came out today, January 19th. For, honestly, all the consoles except for mobile. So, it's not on the iOS or Android yet, but they are working on it.
Yeah.
It was a sneak release. Like, it was just super fucking sneaky. Like, I have no idea what the fuck happened. But it has also been noted that the Hitman trilogy will be coming out on Xbox Game Pass day 1 tomorrow.
Cool. Another game that I will put on my to-play list and have too many other games to play before I get to that one, and then it's gone. And it's gone.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a smart person and keep up with Spider-Man on the PS4. That sponsored by Stevie B, of course.
You know what? Speaking of sponsored by Stevie B, good guy Stevie B got me the God of War key to play, and I gave out I shouted out to him. I did a shout out to him on my playthrough. But yeah, we have sponsored videos because Stevie B has paid for our games that we are playing on stream and put on YouTube. Thank you, Stevie.
Thank you.
Waiting for Steven's God of War cosplay stream. Oh, do it.
Remember, Stevie B, you just can't show nipples, so just put like some Hershey Kisses or like X's on your nipples, and then just go complete shirt, like powder yourself like with baby powder to get that Kratos gray skin. Mm-hmm. And I think it'll be a whole fun activity for the whole family. It's like, hey, Heather, Elena, Obi, let's throw baby powder at Dad. Yeah, perfect.
I have tons of powder. We can do it. Steven, he has to go bald though. Should we shave off his head or
yeah, he's gonna have to do the
bald
full
cap?
bit. I mean, like Steven, you're gonna have to commit. Like I'm not gonna half-ass this with a bald cap. I mean, come on, who has that kind of money? I mean, bald caps? Come on, you don't got that kind of income.
Even though he bought us like games. But so okay, before we get into some tomfoolery, like before we continue tomfoolery, silly tomfoolery, I mean, let's get into something like a topic that just won't die, just like the Activision saga of 2021. NFTs. I have a feeling that NFTs is going to be 2022's buzzword all year. And we have 2 of them this week. Which one do you want to do? Do you want to do your guy? Or
I'll do the first one.
Okay.
Konami. We know Konami, right? Those are good guys. You know, they gave us Castlevania, Metal Gear Solid, fucked over Hideo Kojima. You know, they're okay people. So Konami's debut of the NFT auction earned them over $162,000. Now, these NFTs are 14 NFT Castlevania artworks that sold for an average price of around $12,000 on Friday. Look, I am one of those people that denounced cryptocurrency. I am now a believer. NFTs are not going to be having that same kind of fairy tale story with me. Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't even understand if there is a resale value. Is there? Or is this just one of those things where guys just want to have a thing to talk about because they no longer do CrossFit and they need something new to talk about?
Well, there is a resale value. Because remember with NFTs, you own that product. You own. So even going here, like the NFT with the highest sale value was an artwork based on Dracula's castle map from the original Castlevania game, which sold for $26,538.96. It pisses me off that we couldn't really round up to an even number here. We had to bring sense into it, but hey, who wants to carry around fucking change? So you have this, and even then another NFT in the form of a 3-minute highlight video edited from various Castlevania gameplay sold for $17,000. 3-minute highlight video sold for $17,000. Now all of this was done within the I think it's like this website called OpenSea. Yeah, the marketplace OpenSea. So OpenSea takes a 2.5% commission from every transaction on its site, which means that Konami could have earned over $150,000 from the auction. Now, as an NFT, you own it. So if Christina bought that 3-minute highlight video for $17,000, she could immediately turn it around and sell it herself for $30,000. Fuck it, we'll just double up our price a little bit. Now, probably not even double, but she's gonna sell it. So she has the outright reason to sell it, but this figure will likely grow over time as the company can set and earn a royalty up to 10% for each time the NFT is sold on in the future. So she bought it for $17,000. She's gonna sell it for $30,000. Konami is going to get 10% of that. And that person who buys it for $30,000 could sell it for $10,000. Konami's going to get 10% of that. You bought that artwork. You bought this piece of whatever, this NFT.
Yeah.
You could sell it. You could do whatever the hell you want with it and sit on it. But if you sell it or whoever buys it or anything, Konami's going to get a little piece of that.
Okay. So, okay. If that was the case, but that's not a uniform thing, is it? Because, I mean, does the original artist, because, and I already know the answer to this, but does the original artist get to have that same power? Like, if they were just like some little artist who made, something cool and everyone wants to buy it as an NFT, does this artist, this single person, have the ability to get the same kind of percentage that Konami is taking from people who are buying their stuff?
Well, who are those artists? I mean, do we think that NFTs are going to help the artist? Oh my God, that's adorable.
Yeah. See,
because this stuff sold. This stuff belongs to Konami. Those artists we don't even know if they still work for them. But Konami owns it, and Konami can do what the fuck they want. But NFTs are going to help the artist, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to help the artist.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but if it's just like a single person who don't belong to any kind of company, who made this art, turned it into an NFT, I don't think, unless the transactions are made to do it this way, which seems like a pain in the ass for an independent. I don't think they receive royalties like a big ass company like Konami will get. And
to be honest, we don't really know the backdoor deal that Konami could have. Konami could actually have a stipulation where they're selling these NFTs and they actually are giving money to the artists who did create them, giving them a nice little royalty check. But and I'm not honestly sure. I'm really wondering, and it's a legit question for anybody who writes about this kind of stuff, because we got this article from Video Games Chronicle. Are any of the reporters asking that question to these companies to get that answer?
Yeah. And because right now artists are saying no, NFTs is theft, and I'm assuming they are not seeing royalties every time their picture is sold. So I mean, what is Konami doing differently that other artists should do if their art ever becomes an NFT? It's a valid question, and I have not seen anyone ask this.
Nope. Because I am definitely right now about to right-click on this fucking picture and just go ahead and save image as, and I got your picture. I got your picture.
Yeah. It's just like... It's a question that I think everyone would like to know the answer to.
And of course, here we are with Konami doing this auction, giving away these things from Castlevania in these pseudo physical things. Remember, Ubisoft is doing their part in NFTs by giving away in-game items based off of their structure for their NFTs, and it's like,
And by the way, I already know the extra work that individual developers have to put into this, because these items have to be coded in such a way that it has to be, what is it called? That compatible with, like, for it to go from one game to another, be it in the same series or not. But I think the intention was to have this item and keep it and be able to use it in other games. Like, I think someone threw out an example, like, from COD to Fortnite.
Yeah.
And it's
everybody is coming up with that example, but those are people who I feel like have no idea how game development works.
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't exactly know how game development works either, but I know the extra amount of work that needs to be put in for coding. Hey, Carlin!
He's mossing a little bit, I noticed.
There you go. She's there you go. Because you did have a little dent.
Look, I didn't do my hair before the stream. My hairstylist was on the phone. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
I just looked over and I was like, there's some moss happening here.
The hair is completely fine, but then by the end of the day, it's full moss, and like every day, it's a ludicrous display.
Did you catch that ludicrous display last night? I've lost his voice.
They keep running it in. But
yeah.
Well, let's move on to the next NFT story that I couldn't fathom to even utter because I didn't want my anger to really overthrow it.
So, I mean, the voice actor from The Last of Us wants to sell voice NFTs, and if you don't know who we're talking about now, it's Troy Baker. Now, okay, and
Don't throw up.
I mean, we respect Troy Baker's game, right? I mean, except for this game, we respected him as a voice actor. I mean, and I guess we kind of do. I mean, he's a prolific voice actor that has very nice hair.
Fucking hate
and
hair.
Is in literally fucking everything besides Nolan North.
Yeah, I see both of them in this picture. Come on, man. Let other people have a shot.
It's like, don't drag him down with your bullshit, Troy. But anyway, so what's a voice NFT? Here's the thing. So, and I'm just going to read this. Troy Baker, I'm going to skip his credits because we all know he's in fucking everything, has a new role. A spokesperson, he has become a spokesperson for a new type of non-fungible token, aka NFT, built around voices, naturally called voice NFT. While the actual real-world implementation of those voice-based NFTs is unclear, Baker's backing of the new scheme, they actually used scheme, was met with massive blowback on Friday when he announced his involvement on Twitter. So Baker announced he was throwing his weight behind NFTs, a controversial blockchain-built technology, blah, 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 in a tweet promoting Voiceverse, which says it will provide unlimited perpetual access to the underlying AI voice that the NFT represents ownership of. If you own a voice NFT, you can create all kinds of voice content, and you will own all of the IP, Voiceverse says. It's not clear exactly what Baker's involvement is with Voiceverse. He's probably going to lend his voice out. That's what voice actors kind of do. To explore ways where together we might bring new tools to new creators to make new things and allow everyone a chance to own and invest in the IPs that they create. Here's the fucking problem, though, and I'm not going to read everything else. So you are essentially buying someone else's voice. of like a professional voice actor's voice, and then deep faking essentially that person's voice, and let's say like, and I'm assuming, since this is an underlying AI voice, and I'm assuming that you can deep fake with their tones and the words that they say, like, and just put it on whatever the fuck you want. I mean, I'm already hot. I'm already hot because this pisses me off a little bit more, because you're taking someone's voice, replacing that person's job with whatever content that you want to create using that person's voice, and not actually hiring them to do the thing that you want to do because you just don't want to. What is the point of owning someone's voice unless you just want to take it and do everything that you want to do to it, and just not pay them, like pay the actual actor extra money? Because I'm assuming this would cost, like, for what you want to do with the voice, this would cost less than hiring the actual person to do the project that you want to do. Right? Let's see. Oh, and this is what pissed me off. When he said in his tweet, I'm partnering with Voiceverse to explore ways where together we might bring new tools to new creators to make new things and allow everyone a chance to own and invest in the IPs they create. We all have a story to tell. You can hate or you can create. What'll it be? Fuck you, Troy Baker. I mean, what? Them's fighting words. Are you trying to sell people on the thing that people generally hate already, or are you just talking to the people who've already bought into NFTs and have no problem taking someone else's career, and dropping your dick on it and calling it your own? I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, obviously, I have my thoughts.
This is terrible. It's like, and of course, so Voiceverse NFT on their Twitter, like, did an 8-page tweet or an 8-tweet thread talking about, like, exactly that. On Twitter, Voiceverse creator attempted to explain, quote, why our voice NFTs are different from just owning JPEGs. It's like, and so in the first one here is like, voice NFTs provide unlimited perpetual access to the underlying AI voice that the NFT represents ownership of. If you own a voice NFT, you can create all kinds of voice content and you will own all of the IP. Imagine being able to create customized audiobooks, YouTube videos, e-learning lectures, or even podcasts with your favorite voice, all without the hassle of additional legal work. This also allows people with limited resources to access professional grade voices more easily. What the fuck? Are they just telling us we can hire voice actors easier?
What is this, Fiverr?
Yeah, right. It's Fiverr for voice, but you're putting an NFT on it so everyone hates it. This is terrible.
Fiverr, you're still working with real people in a gig economy. But
imagine being able to talk in the voice of the character you are playing as in a multiplayer game. Imagine the next level of immersive experience. What?
Imagine putting your voice NFT into voice mod and making yourself sound like that person forever. You know?
Do they, like, no. Why am I so, like, I get the AI stuff, I do, but why, as an example, why do I want to sound like Master Chief in my Halo game? And how? Like, I have to use a third-party program, which means I have to have a PC. It's not like this is going to be a system I can run straight from my Xbox. So the Xbox player isn't going to be able to go onto their Xbox and fucking voice themselves as Master Chief to play their Xbox Halo game. This is obviously going to be a PC-only system. Yeah,
or if they want to make their own, content, like remember the Machinima days,
Yeah.
If they want to make their own stuff, they can actually sound like the people they want to be. And it's just, that's not right. It's like, make your own goofy voice sounds.
It's
Be
weird.
an actual voice actor. It's hard, like everything else, but you got to put in the work and not just be lazy about it. Because this is lazy.
And it's really just weird because you're going to have the voice actor do the lines. And so the AI is then going to be able to, like, honestly just read the entire English language from a script. And
so, I mean, so what would happen? What I can conceive it happen is the voice actor who actually decides to do this will say a whole bunch of words, whole bunch of phrases, and many different tones, like you do as a voice actor anyway.
Yep.
And then that computer system, however sophisticated it might be, will record it and forever, mainly just pay more attention to their tones and just sound of their voice. My guess would be clear with every word that is actually used by the person who wants to pose as them. But essentially, it's a deep fake voice.
That's literally all it is. It's deep fake voice. That is exactly what it is. And I feel like that's the phrase that we should be throwing at this voice NFT. It's a deep fake voice.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, oh shit.
What?
I think Futurama called it. The Futurama episode with Lucy Liu. The Lucy Liu bots.
Oh yeah, Lucy Liu bots. I was just thinking, like, I know something has happened that was very... I know something, like, because those are very smart writers. Like,
yeah,
they all have, like, master's and doctorate degrees, those writers. But yeah, it's literally Napster from Futurama.
Because that's the next level. We're taking their voices to be that voice for that character. Now we're definitely going to be able to deep fake with here's Troy Baker's face, and I'm going to be able to deep fake that onto myself because now I have his face NFT.
Oh my gosh!
I'm Troy Baker.
Oh my gosh! Do you, like, instead of, like, you know, the sex bots from Futurama, you can do, like, what are they called? What are those type of streamers called where they have just, like, a digital anime persona?
It's VTubers. It's the VTubers.
They can be like real life VTubers.
This is not the future. We want the future to come, but this is not the direction we want to go. This is not it. Because first is voice NFTs, then it's going to be face NFTs.
Have we learned nothing from the 90s? We've already gone this road, hypothetical road, and we all know the outcome. It screws everyone over.
Yup. Here we are.
Thanks,
Troy.
Here we are. Learned literally fucking nothing. Because those dude bros did not consume pop culture. They are imposters. No, I don't know. They decided to hop on the zeitgeist train and make money off us. Capitalism! Yay! Anyway.
Even there, like, if the value of the voice NFT rises, the voice actor also benefits from the increased value. We're always keeping the human in the loop.
How? Like, do you literally keep record? Do you give them royalties? How? How do you keep them happy?
Just like any business, I want to see the business plan. Don't give me the marketing that you're trying to sell this. You don't need to sell this to me as a marketing ploy, because the marketing is going to suck either way. You ain't going to win. But give me your business plan of how you are going to provide services for your voice actor and how they're going to be compensated when me as a consumer consumes their voice.
Yeah, like continuously too, like over like, in theory, hundreds of their own videos. And what do they get paid at the start, like some rube. They just get paid up front and don't receive royalties. I don't know. I don't like it.
No,
I don't like it.
This is all terrible.
It's all terrible. All a scam. But let's not talk about NFTs anymore because it always gets us riled up. But onto some lighter news. Something cute.
Honestly,
maybe,
this isn't even
even.
lighter. This is actually terrible. Pokemon Legends. Pokemon Legends Arceus new monsters might have already been leaked, and it has actually been fully leaked. I actually was on the Reddit today at work. Buddy pulled it up, and it's like, hey, here are all the cool monsters, and it's like, fuck, because the game is officially leaked. The game is now officially leaked. So if you're going around there for Pokemon Legends, traverse the internet carefully because there's leaks everywhere. The story, the Pokemon, everything. I now know there's a blue. Oh shit! What was
expletive deleted?
Yeah, it was Cyndaquil's evolution. I know I'm gonna spoil a little bit, but that's okay. I can't I knew,
I've seen it and it looks fabulous though.
It does look fabulous, and I'm like, I knew the name when I first saw it, but now like this name is escaping me. But I know it's Cyndaquil's evolution. I'm like, hey, that's my little guy.
Yeah, it looks fabulous, and I might actually use that one instead of my go-to hoot owl thing.
Hoot hoot.
Hoot hoot. But yeah, I mean, it sucks whenever a huge leak like this happens to a game before it, beyond their power. But for me, who has no real stake in this game, I kinda am excited for this new Pokemon game. It makes me look forward to the monsters that potentially will not suck.
Well,
Or at least
is also
pretty to look at.
This is also a little bit different from your average Pokemon game too, because this is definitely heavily geared towards the RPG side. Even the battling for it seems and feels different too, because we're actually hunting them in the wild too. It's like we gotta crouch down, be in that grass, and then throw the Pokeball.
Throw the Pokeball.
It's like, go get 'em.
Instead of grinding, you're grinding slower.
I thought this is definitely gonna be super grind fest.
Oh man, that's all Pokemon is. Grind, grind.
Yeah, that's true.
But you get that brief dopamine rush by catching a new Pokemon or stronger Pokemon.
She's not wrong.
That's the only difference. That's the only difference. I mean, the lights, the sounds, the pretty little animations, that's what gets us going. That's literally why we keep coming back to a game that has not changed very much for 30 years. But it looks like they're finally switching things up. Not by much, but still. It's a breath of fresh air. Breath of the wild.
So Pokemon Legends Arceus is going to be launching on January 28th on the Switch. So if you're still out there, you have basically till next week to get your shit together.
I mean, at least it's just a week ahead. Could have been.
So just for the next 9 days, just don't read the internet. You can do it. I have faith.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I've done it, but I was almost dead.
Stevie B's doing it now, and he's still dead.
No, Stevie B's on the internet. He's in our chat.
Oh, yeah. That's not the bed rest that we were told you were in, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that phone falls on your face.
It's not going to fall on my face. Oh, fuck.
Oh. Joke's on you. I have a pop.
It's like, haha.
Like, oh, shit. It fell off. But in other news, Google finally starts letting Android users play games on PC. Ooh.
It's been a year since the announcement that we could play Google games on Windows 11, and I just now realized I have Windows 11 at work, and I have not tried it. And so I didn't even.
Hey man, you're a manager now. You can't be doing that.
Yeah,
or
okay.
can you? I like that flippant. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, definitely
You say
was.
that.
Definitely was supposed to be working on the large call center system that launches next Monday that I built and doing last minute tests. But I was definitely playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
I
What?
fucking hate call centers. My department is basically a call center. I broke the record and possibly our phone system by getting 300 calls last Monday.
I remember that.
Son of a bitch. And I mean, it was the same day that our phones broke. Or the day after our phone system broke because too many calls came in.
Yeah, I'm turning my call center. I'm turning their call center so no more live calls are coming in. We're just gonna be answering voicemails only.
You serious? That would be my dream, but also I would hate it because voicemails and they never, well, at least my clientele never really say what they want. And so we have to call them back.
Oh no, the last test for the past like 6+ months that I did for another division, yeah, they definitely, even for my department, yeah, they don't really talk about anything. It's like we still have to listen, and then we still have to call them. It's like, what did you need? It's like, oh, I need my email, I need my password email reset. I'm like, but you didn't say that in the voicemail.
I know. It is like, just say it. If you have something to say it. Don't just say, call me back. If it's something that I can do without having to talk to you, just say it. I can get through my day much quicker if I don't have to talk to you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, back to the news.
Yes.
Google on Wednesday took the next steps in its plan to bring Android games to PCs, opening signups in select regions to beta test the feature a year after it was first announced. Android games will be made available in a standalone app called Google Play Games, which will hold popular mobile titles including Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, Summoner's War, State of Survival, the Joker collaboration, and Three Kingdoms Tactics. The launcher, which Google built on its own, will let players natively browse, download, and play Android games from their desktop PC, then resume them on their phone, tablet, or Chromebook. Since progress and achievements are linked to a profile, you can go from playing on a Pixel 6 to a Surface Laptop Studio and pick right where you left off. So essentially, cloud saves.
Yep.
Also, Google Play Points, part of its free-to-join rewards program, can be gained when buying apps on a PC. So it just sounds to me like whenever you buy games, you get tokens, like in like with Nintendo, you get tokens, and then you can what is it called? You can just like transfer them into like real money.
Yeah, let me go ahead and say that. Like Google Play Points, yeah, part of the free rewards program or free to join rewards program can be gained on buying apps on PC. No. It's not when you buy apps. It's when you spend any point of fucking money. I could buy my Yu-Gi-Oh cards on the Google app on my phone, and when I spend money, it'll give me points for sure. But it's when you buy apps or spend anything on the Google Play Store where you'll get those points. And even what the fuck you do with those play points, I have no fucking idea. I have them, don't know what I'm supposed to do with them. I feel like they're an NFT, they're just there.
They're just there that you will never use again.
Exactly.
I feel like I have stuff like that, and like with Uplay points. I mean, I know you can redeem them for something, but after like years of not using Uplay, Ubisoft, I remember distinctly leaving everything at 0, and then suddenly I have accrued interest.
Yes.
And it's like, what do I do with these? I don't want to use them.
Well, seeing with those, like, at least with the Ubisoft rewards, it's like you actually go to the reward section and it's like, hey, here's some potions that you can use for
it's redeemable stuff that you can play in the game. But I'm just saying, if you if you get something that you didn't know you had, is it really? Do we really need it?
Probably not.
Yeah. But yeah, crucially, Google claims mobile games played through Google Play Games app will support mouse and keyboard inputs and be optimized for larger screens. But that is not the case in the early stages. I think it's strictly mobile for now. Or like mobile devices anyway.
Yeah.
But
So for me, it's pretty exciting because right now with for PC players and using mobile devices on our PCs, we use a program called BlueStacks, and there's a couple of other ones out there that is used by a lot of those streamers too. And BlueStacks is a third-party program. It is free, and you just log in with your Google Play stuff information, and you have access to the store. Now, some of those games are not optimized very well to use on PC or even through BlueStacks, but I definitely have played my Yu-Gi-Oh game. I've played Marvel Future Revolution. Like, I played some pretty big titles on it. And now not having to go into this third-party program with Google Play, with this new App Store thing on Windows 11, it's a native thing. Google built it, and it's supposed to optimize with the computer, and that's what I love even more. Because the frame rates on Future Revolution were fucking terrible. So hopefully, in that same vein, it's a little better using the official App Store here on the PC.
Yeah.
I'm a very big optimist on this. As a Google Android person myself.
Yes. Like, we all know how you like to play games on your phone.
Yeah,
You
like
weirdo.
Fortnite.
You weirdo. But into some weird news.
Oh, God.
So we're gonna dip our toe into some politics right now.
This is a good toe, guys. It's a good looking toe.
We're gonna put our big toe. We're gonna put both big toes.
I was wondering if there was like a video of it. Is the video linked in here? I didn't meant to look at the video.
No, I mean, but it has a Twitter caption on showing which which video was shown.
Oh.
But let's see. It is Zoom, so I'm guessing it's somewhere on the dark web. So earlier, maybe yesterday, I think it was, as of recording this, some Final Fantasy porn accidentally made its way into an Italian Senate meeting on Zoom. Over the course of the pandemic, Zoom, of course, as we all know, has been a blessing and a curse to, resume or to use as a, work from home model, work from home hybrid, all that jazz. But some people, we have realized, too many people still don't know how to use the computer. It does have its vulnerabilities like any other software, however, and that has never been more apparent than during a meeting of the Italian Senate about data transparency in politics yesterday. So they were literally talking about data transparency, and then this happens. About half an hour into the 3-hour official government meeting, as one of last year's Nobel Prize winners a Nobel Prize winner in physics, Giorgio Parisi, he was being introduced. The Senate feed was suddenly interrupted by unofficial Final Fantasy porn featuring Tifa Lockhart. There in this article, which from Destructoid, they actually show a caption of what that Zoom meeting looked like, and it's so you've been in a Zoom meeting before, or just like any kind of virtual meeting. So you have there's a setting where you have like the main picture that takes up the whole screen, and then you have a bunch of little people off to the side in a bar, like you can see their cameras or whatnot. This one, the porn took up the full screen, and it's censored now, but it's definitely Tifa Lockhart in some porn things. it's a 3D hentai video. And
we need to find the video. Thank you, sir.
I mean, you can just literally look at, like, put it in Google. You'll have to flip through hundreds of them, but you will eventually find it. and it's a 48-second video, so it's not that long. But
I was gonna make a joke like that's all I need.
I mean, that's all really any I'm just gonna say person needs. Oh, chat.
I kind of just want to actually watch the Zoom video because even in this article, it's like and first off, I really hate this article because like the porn continued on for an agonizing 30 seconds. Was it not good? Was it a bad porno? Like, what was the agonizing part for 30 seconds? Like, how you gonna use the word agonizing? Like, was it painful for you?
So,
was that not your cup of tea?
Maybe if you're like empathetic to the situation, like, because you know when you watch cringe comedy, sometimes you become too empathetic with the victim of this cringe humor, and you become embarrassed for them. So maybe, I'm just saying, maybe in this context, whoever wrote this, who said agonizing, was, you know, being embarrassed for them. And I'm gonna say, if you never watched a 48-second hentai video, it's
you're missing out.
And I'm not saying that I actually know this. Wink. It's just, you know, animation's hard. 3D animation's hard. Sometimes you only have the patience for animating 48 seconds worth, and it's just going to be the same motion over and over again. Literally, that's mostly it. So yes, 48 seconds of Tifa getting railed is boring.
And they're Italian, so it's not like it was like that. It couldn't have been that embarrassing. But I do, again, I like how it says here, like, Parasi continues on with his prepared points after the porn is shut down, and I'm honestly impressed at his level of professionalism. That's probably where I wanted to really watch it, because the fucker continued on with this presentation, and he's like, oh, I can't turn it on, so we are going to talk about Mario being voiced by Chris Pratt. What is this? As a country, can we shut this down? I think we need to shut this down.
Yeah. Shut it down, boys. Shut it down. But you know what? If it happened to me, I would probably cry and laugh at the same time. And if I had enough left in me, I would go on with the presentation, but probably not. Oh.
I know for me, it's, if I was definitely in their shoes, it's like, hey, what are you worried about? That was so embarrassing. Are you kidding me? Look at America. We're fine. Roll this off. We played a porn for 48 seconds. Woo!
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Look at that shit country. Come on, we're fine.
Yeah, we're a shit country. But we can say that because we live here.
We can. We absolutely can.
So
I'm going to leave
that's
this
what
next one to you,
happens.
because I think this is your entire wheelhouse as a huge fan of the series.
I don't know as a huge fan, but I definitely loved it when the first game came out.
You mean when Shenmue came on to Xbox Game Pass?
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh yeah, no, I did know that, but
so,
I already
yeah,
have all the games. Anyway, if you didn't already know, we're talking about Shenmue, which is getting its own anime on Crunchyroll and Adult Swim. Now, my hope, as a person who has played these games, Now, back in the day when Sega had its own console called the Dreamcast, and I had one, before the fateful day that my mom decided to just take it and send it off to the Philippines where it was born, I played Shenmue, the first game, because the sequel went to the Xbox and my parents wouldn't get me the Xbox. And I loved it. It was innovative for its time because it did a lot of real-time stuff. And I think, unfortunately, that it gave birth to QTEs. I don't remember. That was my first experience with it, but it was groundbreaking at the time because it had it was on a clock. It had weather, and sometimes it was a little too real time, though. In the second game, you had to walk for literally an hour or two to the next destination, and you know how I hate that shit.
Yes.
I can't even play your space game, Trex, because it takes literal minutes to get to the destination.
It's all just come back. It's not that bad. It's not.
I don't trust you. I don't trust you. But anyway.
There's a bit of learning you have to do.
Anyway, I just hope that doesn't translate to the anime. I hope that it's all action and it takes away the QTEs because that wouldn't make sense in an anime. And I hope it really condenses the story into a more palatable form because the game really slogs. It's pretty to look at most times, but it slogs. It's a walking simulator. It's a walking simulator. There's also a scene in the first game where we had to organize books. And if you dropped it, you started all over again. It's like, fuck you, game.
Fuck you, game.
But yeah, it's gonna be an action-adventure video game, anime. The leading role of Ryo Hazuki is going to be voiced by, I'm not feeling very fluent today, Masaya Matsukaze, in the Japanese language version. He actually voiced Hazuki in the video game series, and it's premiering on February 5th on Crunchyroll and Adult Swim on Toonami in North America. I'm actually excited. I will watch this because I have like this sadistic little heart for Shenmue, and I never really got to fully finish the series or the story, even though I have all three games. Yes, I have all 3 games. I just never finished the story because it takes so fucking long. And the third, I hear, is disappointing. So I hope they fix some story elements in this anime. I doubt it, but I hope. What's Final Destination? What is he talking about? It. What are you talking about, Antivist?
Antivist is weird.
But what's next? I think this is your thing.
All right, guys. Actually, I realized I probably just skipped over a link too, but I did.
Whoops.
All right, we got through the NFTs. Fucking A. We had some fun stuff with Pokemon leaks and some Google apps and even some Final Fantasy porn. Yes, right. Stevie B's not here, but we still talked about porn. You're welcome, buddy. You feel better.
I mean, y'all, but you have me, and I'm gonna lead us somewhere dirty anyway. I mean,
Thank you.
Hell, I was the one who, because you were having trouble finding articles, I gave you that one.
I completely forgot about it, and I feel ashamed.
I can't. This is why I'm here. I can't let you forget about things like this.
Sorry, guys. like we're not gonna fucking talk about Microsoft buying fucking Activision Blizzard. What was yesterday? What was Tuesday? Tuesday was magical.
Tuesday was weird.
It was fucking weird. It was absolutely weird because that was not the news headline I wanted to wake up on Tuesday morning fearing that we were gonna have ice or snow in Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah. Everybody freaking out. Here's loaves of bread and milk gone, and I'm over here like, man, fuck all that. Microsoft just bought another game developer, and it was Activision Blizzard, in which I do love the Sony memes about it, where Sony jokingly tweeted out, not they tweeted out, but it was like a meme that was created. It's like all Microsoft bought was an HR nightmare. It's like, you're right, they absolutely did.
They did.
For what blows my mind still, for $68.7 billion in cash.
You have to wonder what they were worth before.
Well,
I'm sure we could look it up.
I know for one thing, the stock last week was at $64. It evened out at $64 all week long. Friday,
Activision?
Yeah, Activision stock went from, because I had to look at it because I'm really pissed because I didn't buy the fucking stock, because before the HR stuff happened, the stock was at like an actual solid $120 a stock. And I'm like, ooh, I can't buy into that. That sucks.
Yeah.
During the HR stuff, apparently dropped all the way down into the 60s. And it was $60 a share. I'm like, oh, that's a video game. I can buy a video game. I should have bought the video game. But of course, Friday, stocks went up a little bit. It's like, okay, well, obviously someone insider knew shit. And then comes Tuesday, and on that sale, the price of the stock went up to $85.
Yeah. I actually was looking at the stock that morning before I saw the news, and it was one of my recommended, like, here's some stock for you, and it was Activision, and I remember looking at the graph. It was like an even low number, and then it shot up 40%. Is what it said, and it's like, what happened today? And then I literally just like moved on to Twitter, and it was the first article. I was like, oh, well, shit. Why wasn't I paying attention to this? Because I stopped caring about stocks after that. You know, that weird moment where Bitcoin was a thing.
I do remember that.
Yeah. Last year. What a year.
But yeah.
It was weird. It was weird.
$68.7 billion in cash, which even I'm with Jason Schreier mentioned it too. It's like, when's the point that the federal government kind of comes in and says, wait, y'all can't do this?
When it actually becomes Bethesda. A monopoly.
Yeah, they just got Bethesda.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, well, what is it? It's not the FDA, is it?
No, it's the DOJ.
No.
DOJ.
Yes, DOJ. When the DOJ, when it comes to monopolies, they are like, it has to be like the very definition of what monopoly is. Which is, in its strictest form, you own everything in this particular industry. So if you are a company, and even Disney is excluded from this, even though they have shrunk the playing field by a lot. Even Disney doesn't have trouble with this, but you can bet that the DOJ and the FTC are going to keep a close eye. But and I think the FTC has to put the final stamp on this anyway. But it's still not considered a monopoly because they haven't bought every single company in the industry. Yep. But they're close. And with this acquisition, once it's finalized, they'll still only be the third biggest video game company behind, behind Sony and Tencent.
Yep. Now, even keep that in mind too, is that we're looking at on the world scale. I mean, Microsoft is still the third largest between Sony and Tencent, like you said. That's on the world scale. Microsoft is now possibly the number one game developer / publisher, whatever you want to call it, in America. Microsoft is America's game company.
And that's true. Yeah.
Let's definitely I feel like I definitely need to market it like that too, because everyone knows that Tencent has their fucking little grubby hands in every fucking game developer, even here in the States. And surprisingly, they didn't buy any stocks in Activision Blizzard. Maybe China's like, oh, you have what going on? No, we don't want any of that.
I mean, I don't doubt that China has some of the same problems with but no one talks about it because Asian pride.
It's like, look,
I can see that because I'm Asian.
This. We want to buy stock in you, but even we're really not with that.
It's like, you're public now with all that bullshit. Maybe later when you get your act straight. And just like literally X everyone. Now this is a thing that people are mostly worried about. Besides the huge acquisition that they just made. So anytime that there is a merger between companies, and this happens a lot with cable companies, the next concern is layoffs. Will Microsoft lay off a whole bunch of people? We already know who's leaving once the acquisition is finalized.
Good.
Yes. I mean, it's already been. It was planned that he who shall not be named would be stepping down as soon as, someone else took over in a certain scenario, such as a merger. But they're not flat out letting him leave, and that's because, like, people are mad. It's like, why don't, like, they already bought it? It's like, no, they haven't. It hasn't been finalized. That's gonna take a couple months. But like, people are saying, like, send him out now, kick him out to the curb. It's like, well, they can't do that because they're not the boss yet.
Yeah.
But the plan is, when they do become the boss, when the merger is finalized, he will get sent off his ass with a fucking high severance package, but still.
Yeah. So the plan is that the Activision buyout will finalize in I think August of it's going to happen in 2023. And in 2023, when that stuff is done and gone, Bobby Kotick is stepping down as CEO. Now, we have to deal with him for another fucking year or so, but good guy Phil has already stated that any decision making that Activision has to go through him.
Yeah.
So Bobby is literally here to kind of
be a figurehead and take checks that he doesn't deserve. I mean, and that is literally what happens to CEOs. Even when they're outed, they still can cash a fucking fuck you check.
Yeah.
But, it... And we were talking about this earlier this week. It's like, how high, like, how much of a discount did Microsoft get? 70, like, it's edging on 70 billion, but which we think is still too high. I mean, because we have such a low opinion of that company right now. But how much, like, if they were actually interested in buying Activision Blizzard before the controversy, how much would it have cost them? I think. Oh, and there was before we started talking about BK butt kicker. Butt cocker. I don't know. I tried to come up with a stupid name and it backfired. We were also talking about layoffs for possibly hundreds of people, which, I don't know if that's in the cards, but it almost always is when it comes to mergers. To cut costs.
It absolutely is. And when it comes to Activision Blizzard, even before this announcement, this week, last week, a lot of news was going around that, I mean, up to, I think it was either 20 or 40 employees have been let go due to misconduct. So we have been seeing some change, and also the Activision Blizzard workforce, the alliance, rather, Activision Blizzard Alliance, who has really been fellow employees who have come together to really battle this whole HR nightmare. They have already stated that the battle is not over yet. Like, even this whole merger, this buyout, it's not going to stop them from wanting to have the things fixed. And I completely agree.
Yeah, and I only hope that because they want to unionize.
Yep.
The developers, and it's like they need a seat at the table in this merger, like for them to be heard and to like smooth out things that would benefit them, instead of just laying off a whole bunch of people. Because I don't know, Microsoft says that they want to. I don't know. I read it somewhere like Microsoft want to do things differently, especially when it comes to mergers, because they bought so many companies, and at the moment, we haven't seen significant drop-offs in employment with these companies when the mergers happened. But this is besides what was their last acquisition?
Bethesda.
Well, the last Bethesda with something that's just as big as Bethesda, if not a little bigger. Layoffs are always going to be on the table, especially, when a company has acquired this many companies already. Cut costs are going to happen somewhere. And it almost always falls on the developers in this situation. We hope not. But it's literally just a wait and see moment. And I hope that the creators and the devs, have a seat at the table so they can at least be heard and create conditions that are, optimal for feeling safe at work. It's an uphill battle, but it has to be done, because we've literally everyone has been talking about less than perfect situations or workspaces for devs, like burnout, crunch time. It has a new environment has to be fostered, and there actually needs to be a conversation between Microsoft and the people who work at Activision Blizzard.
Absolutely. Of course, Bobby went on to say that with this buyout, he actually hopes to see improvements with Activision, where one of the things that he brought up was the return of Guitar Hero, that the current resources that Activision has, they weren't able to do anything or make Guitar Hero better. But with Microsoft having the backing now, they could bring back Guitar Hero. And it's like, oh, well, as long as it's like the Guitar Hero from like Guitar Hero 1 or 2, maybe even Guitar Hero Metallica a little bit, but not anything like Metallica Kiss or Guitar Hero Kiss or the that brand new Guitar Hero you just did that no one really liked because it fucking sucked. Let's go ahead and get.
Are you talking about the Guitar Hero that made you actually learn chords?
No, that's Rocksmith. That's a whole.
Oh, that's
Rocksmith.
Thing.
Yeah. It's a whole
okay. Yeah, it's the same to me. It's still the same to me. Ubisoft had.
It's like Guitar Hero could come back. I could hopefully now see. I'm seeing the potential for new games, because remember, I hate that Activision again bought the company that created Crash, and the company that did the Crash remake. It was a beautifully done, and all Activision did was buy that company, told them fuck you, work on this Call of Duty game. And that's probably the biggest thing that everybody wants, is that Microsoft is coming in here to buy Activision to free developers from making Call of Duty games. Like, they are in this Call of Duty jail cell working on this game every goddamn year, being the every goddamn same. And we want Microsoft to come in, unlock the cage, give these guys some sunlight. Like, hey, do you guys want to make a different game? It's like, what's a? It's not Call of Duty. I need Call of Duty. Shh. It's okay. We have support.
What is different?
Come with us. Come with us. There's going to be a whole support group for these Call of Duty devs, and it's like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
There's more than Call of Duty. No, there isn't. Call of Duty's
What?
life.
Huh? And speaking of, like, brief aside, speaking of Call of Duty, there's Call of Duty Vanguard that is releasing season 1 of their DLC, Pacific, something. Anyway, the only, like, I don't really know the full name, but I know it's season 1, and one of the stories that they're including is the Philippines, and they're basing it off, like, they're basing it on, like, the character, like with all of their other characters in the main game, isn't, not real, but they are inspired by certain, like, actual war heroes, or just like notable people who fought in the war. But this one caught my eye because I really don't want to play Call of Duty, guys. But they just released information on Warzone Pacific for Vanguard. That's their season 1, and it's set in the Philippines. And they actually it looks good. Her intro video for Isabella Rosario Dulnuan Reyes. That is her full name. Yes, we actually do have 4 names in our goddamn names. I would have had 4 names, but it wouldn't fit in our American birth certificates. This one is a Filipina operator who had an absolute. Oh, no. I'm reading a tweet. A Filipina operator whose father was killed, and now she wants revenge against the hypothetical Germans who are running away from, their deeds in World War II. But she's out here in a church in her intro video, and she is just, like, using Eskrima. She's taken down these bad guys with sticks and a machete, and I'm all about it. But I don't want to play. I don't want to play. But I want to play this game. So that's my inner turmoil. It looks fun. I don't want to play Call of Duty, but I want to play this game.
Yeah, she really wants to play the game. She really wants to play that character. That's all it is.
I just want to play this character because she is based on some actual ladies who fought against the Japanese during the Japanese occupation in World War II. I can't remember her name right now. But it's there was a resistance in some rural villages, and the lady who started it was just a school teacher, and the Japanese came and threatened her village, and she got pissed and started a whole guerrilla army by herself and pushed back she practically single-handedly pushed back the Japanese with her group even before the Americans came. So she did most of the work when the Americans finally came over, and by her standards they were just cleaning up. Like they were just picking scraps off after all the stuff, and then she continued to collaborate until the war was over. So look it up, guys. History. She's a badass. And but yeah, Activision got bought by Microsoft, and we'll just have to see what happens next year.
Yep. I don't think we're going to really see anything happen even until like 2023. And And even some people at work actually approached me too, asking me, it's like, dude, you hear? It's like, yeah, I fucking heard. And I like spent a whole my whole Tuesday trying to work was just me literally looking and see what was going on with the Microsoft stuff. And your earlier question was right. Like, what was the price of Activision before all of this occurred that Microsoft could have bought it for? And it's like, this was already at $68.7 billion. I can only imagine like at least maybe 80, maybe double. But Activision, outside of this HR thing, already had its foot in one grave. And now it's because Diablo 4 got pushed back. Overwatch 2 is in development hell, in my opinion. So it
really is, though.
Yeah, so two of their biggest games that are trying to launch is not even ready. I don't think they're at all ready to launch in even 2022. So they really had nothing going for them besides Crash, the Crash remake, Tony Hawk Pro Skater remake, which was done again beautifully. God, I love that fucking game. And then of course Activision has, and everyone got their mind blown. It's like, oh yeah, biggest game Activision has, Call of Duty. Hey, World of Warcraft. No, World of Warcraft makes them a lot of money for sure, but we have to remember Activision owns Candy Crush. That's bank right there.
That is the bank, because mobile games and their relentless microtransactions.
Relentless.
But yeah, that is literally their moneymaker, and they're gonna get their money back eventually, like sooner than we think how money operates.
It's just gonna be 1 week of Candy Crush. They'll make their billion back.
Yeah.
Hold on. Apparently Steven's calling me.
He's got words to say.
He never calls me.
Unless he's got words to say.
Why didn't you just join Discord?
Yeah. We can't hear him.
Trying to do better this year.
Closer to the mic.
Look, this is. Can everybody hear me? Everybody can hear me, right? Everybody can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, good. All right, listen. There's no way I couldn't chime in on this monumentous news that dropped. Okay, I've actually even stayed quiet about it in Discord, other than throwing some pot shots at Raph. It is what it is. It's fun stuff. So I just want to say a couple. Sorry, you guys have to excuse me. I don't know if anybody knows this about me, but I'm actually recovering from COVID. I don't know if everybody knows that. I don't know.
No, we just said that you fucked a hippo.
Yeah, you fucked a hippo.
That's fucking enough. I'm so sorry. I'm done with it. So listen. So I have two thoughts about this. Half of me is like at what point is the world just corporations? We've all seen those post-apocalyptic or apocalyptic shows where like just, Disney and Microsoft are just going to run everything one day. It's just going to be the two of them telling us how to live our lives. On the flip side of that, the other side of my brain is like, this is nothing but good for Activision Blizzard. I mean, what's the alternative? Like Activision Blizzard withers away into nothing. Like they had 1 foot destroyed. Like they were literally about to fall over and die. Like there's nothing that can really happen, right? Exactly, Christina, like Taco Bell and Demolition Man, exactly. It's just like there's nothing left, right? So this is World of Warcraft is in fact almost completely dead thanks to Activision, right? So like, I mean, if anything, this is a big chance for World of Warcraft to come back fucking strong, as it should be, being like what used to be the world's leading MMO. It deserves a lot better than what it's getting right now, if we're all being honest.
It's been a shit expansion.
Yeah, and so it's been a shit expansion because it's shit people, shit leadership, shit time. They've got all kinds of payment restrictions, which frankly they won't get with Big Papa Microsoft backing them up, right? Like Microsoft seems to be with all the devs. It's like, we don't care how much it costs as long as you make something good, right? Right now, Microsoft's all about their reputation with Game Pass. I think it's like a big chance that Game Pass will eventually, not anytime soon, but when the merger gets done, whatever the fuck that'll be. Like I'm hearing like mid 2023. I don't know though. That it'll include a World of Warcraft account. Like imagine the influx of players just because they have Game Pass, right? That'll be fucking fantastic for them. I'm not saying that's a must, but like or given. But I mean, the whole point, Microsoft's entire strategy is to get as many people on fucking Game Pass as possible, right? That's the whole deal. So, like, throw in a subscription. And I also don't think that Call of Duty is going to go Xbox and PC only. I think that's 50-50. Because if you think about it, Call of Duty is a big microtransaction game. And, like, especially, like, Warzone. And it's like, if you cut out, like, the PlayStation rules for that, you cut out big revenue streams, right? Like,
yeah.
That might not be the case, but I don't know. I just don't really see a game like Call of Duty being strictly on Xbox, although I can also see that happening as well. I can see both sides of that coin. But yeah, I don't know. I think I want to say it's a good thing. I know a lot of people don't like it because it's like fully restrictive. You should be able to play where you want to play, which is fine. But I also think that people that have that opinion are normally PlayStation fanboys who are hypocritical. And it's like, well, the Sony games are made in-house, so they shouldn't be on everything. It's like, well, that's fucking stupid. Like, you either have to, you can't, like, play both sides, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just can't do that. You can't, that's, I think that's silly. I think that you either want everyone to play everything or you don't, and that's that. Like, you can't just be like, well, because so-and-so developed it and so-and-so is a conglomerate of blah, blah, blah. Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense, right? And so, like, I honestly, and like my let's say fanboy side, but like my Twitter side wants to say that the fucking Sony fanboys brought this on themselves, right? They were like, Xbox, sorry, Xbox has no games. They have no games. They have no games. But you know what? You guys fucking play with fire. And they said, you're right, we don't. So we're just going to fucking buy them all. Fuck you. Like,
I mean, it's true. That's literally what happens.
All you guys go fuck yourselves. Like, and like, so I mean, I don't know. It is what it is, right? So I really think that we'll still see Call of Duty on multi-platform, but I honestly don't think we'll see much else, to be frank. Like, because they don't like they're direct competitors until there's like. I don't know. I feel like we fought so hard for like this multi-platform thing where people on PlayStation and Xbox and PC could all play together. Now it's just like, well, fuck it. We'll just all play on Xbox and PC. But I don't know. I'm sorry. I just want to drop my 2 cents in there. The biggest thing for me is it literally saves Blizzard. And I tell you what, I don't know if I've been halfway listening, if I'm being honest with you guys. And sorry, I love you, kisses. I don't know if you guys went over that letter that Bobby Kotick put out to the Activision staff, but it was pretty much like I'm here until this is done. So, like, he didn't say that, but in his verbiage, it was pretty much like, I'm here until I'm not. Like, I'm here until Microsoft takes over, and then I'm out. It was very much like, my reign, if for lack of better words, is coming to an end. Don't worry. So I don't know. It is what it is. So yes, that's it. Sorry, I mean to barge in, but I was like, man, I can't. I know I sound like shit too. I'm really sorry, but I can't like not say something. I gotta chime in. So I was gonna tell you a big thing to put in Disco, but I don't know. Emotions were hot. Things like this get kind of wild. I didn't want to cause any more trouble. I feel like I poked the bear enough just fucking around in there, so I didn't want to like cause a lot of problems. But I think, honestly, I think it's more of a good thing currently than it is a bad thing. I think Activision Blizzard was going to die a slow, disgusting, painful death, and that like this was really its only option of any kind of survival. And hopefully Microsoft comes in there and it's like, all right, well, we're no longer going to be disrespecting women. We're no longer going to be drinking breast milk. Okay, we're gonna have proper places for women to do that where it won't get drank or put in coffee. If that's cool with you guys. And we're not going to touch them. Let's just not touch them. How about that? How can we do that? Can we just, not disrespect women? Like, so yeah.
Yeah,
so
it was like, is that literally?
And, things come out of Blizzard that work out. And I mean, the biggest thing, the question I wanted to ask you before I go is, do you think that BattleNet will go away? And is that a bad thing if it does?
Fuck. Oh my God. No.
I didn't even.
Right?
I
Didn't they try to
literally
take
forgot
that away before, and all hell broke loose, and they brought it back.
Yeah. Battle.net and even game launchers are not a new idea. I will even say, if anything, Battle.net was probably the pioneer of game launchers. And Battle.net is exactly what, honestly, all launchers really should be. It's community driven, it's encompassing of the game. Even if you can see all the other games as well, it's like it's all there. The store is all there. Like, it's... And honestly, even Steam should pick up some tips from how their store looks and how they control their games. Like, it's just a beautiful, amazing launcher that is great. And when Activision bought Blizzard and then started putting the Activision games on there, it's like it made it even better, because now you have all these options of games on this list. And like, oh, well, I'm not really into Call of Duty, but it's there. So, I mean, if it's free, why not? So it pushed people to even try out a different game, which is honestly what even the Xbox Game Pass does for me on my PC Game Pass. So, and we all know how the Microsoft Store is terrible, and again,
so
utilize some technology, utilize the layout. The store can be better if they utilize some of the same stuff that the Battle.net has. So Battle.net's here to stay, in my opinion. I can't see a reason or how they would get rid of it.
I mean, at this point, it's a solid website. It's a solid website that I was reminded this week that it existed, because I totally forgot about it. Because I was looking for a reason. I was searching for a reason to not get Call of Duty. It's like, oh, it's not for the PC, so I can't play it. And then Trex was like, no, it's there on Battle.net. It's like, God damn you.
I did say that.
Yeah. But so now I just have to resist even harder. But anyway, I think it's gonna be like the same kind of deal that I think that Game Pass has with EA games. Like, EA has their own launcher. Is it with Game Pass, or is it under Epic?
What is?
Where you have access to EA Plays. Oh no, that's
EA Plays Game Pass.
Yeah. I mean, EA still has their own launcher and their own website and blah blah blah, but you can still access certain games through EA Play through Game Pass, and I think that will be kind of the same with Battle.net once they acquire it, the properties and everything. So they'll probably just add like another channel for all the Activision Blizzard games.
Yeah, we'll see. But all right, well, I'll let you guys go. I appreciate you giving me the floor. I'll see you guys soon.
All right, good.
Yeah, no problem. You are our call-in viewer. He's our call-in viewer.
Our call-in viewer.
Yeah. The Activision move puts more pressure on Steam and Valve. If Microsoft threatens to take them away from their store unless they lower the cost, it could close downstream. Now, see, here's the thing, though. I don't think... Well, I mean, I know Steam/Valve is keeping an eye on this, on what's happening, but where Steam benefits on its own as a company is all the other more, like, all these smaller developers that they give business to. Like, indie developers still have more exposure through Steam than they would with these bigger companies like Microsoft and Sony. I don't think Steam would be affected too much by this or just feel too much pressure. But they will keep an eye on it, especially with the deals that they currently have with EA and all these other big companies, like third-party companies. But as far as, what Steam has, or what Steam offers that the others don't, I don't think they're sweating it too much. What do you think, Trex?
I'm not going to say... That's a definitely a bold statement putting pressure on Steam or Valve. We all know that, of course, Steam definitely has a larger percentage that they take from their developer cut. And where Game Pass definitely, or even Epic Game Store, is lower. I don't even know what Game Pass does, but I would probably say in the same realm that Microsoft or Phil has stated about PlayStation, especially with Call of Duty, is they're not going to remove or separate players like that. So the game is safe. And I think I'm going to go with the same thing that's going to happen with Activision, or even Activision games on Steam. But with that being said, you making that statement, I'm kind of now in that mindset that's like, if Microsoft and Activision, after the sale and everything, if they don't want Steam to be the PC store because we have PC Game Pass, then Microsoft has another route. They absolutely have another route to use another store, which is theirs, to sell a game for PC instead of going with Steam.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say it's going to
that
shut
would be
Steam
edging
down.
even Yeah. Now that would be edging even closer to a monopoly if they go after Steam and all of their product. Because if you just like browse through Steam right now, a lot of the games that aren't, always featured on the front page, a lot of the games that they have are just like 1 or 3 people who are the devs, who are the creators of those games. So unless they want to buy each individual IP or company, well, that's one hell of an undertaking, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think they want to do that.
No,
Or bother with it.
And competition's always nice to have. I don't see any point. In my brain at least, I don't see Microsoft coming in here with the idea of our goal is to shut Steam down. I definitely see that they want to be the alternative for people who sub up with Game Pass to have those games that they can play for free, or even with the perks that we can get. Because that's my biggest thing, is like I want to see what the perk system's going to look like with Activision games now. Let's go. Yeah.
Steam has a game called 14 and Pregnant. What chance would Steam have if Microsoft pulled the big games away?
Okay, well, Steam also is definitely noted for having terrible taste in their fucking games, and that is actually one of them that we just have to report, and Steam just needs to get their fucking shit together about what games go on that fucking store.
Yeah, and I don't even know what 14 and Pregnant is about.
I'm pretty sure you can just imagine.
There are so many ways that I can imagine this kind of game, like a game titled like this, could go. And it's on both spectrums of it being a positive lesson or just complete degenerate garbage. But I mean, Steam is Steam. And it's a storefront for a bunch of game developers that otherwise would not have a chance if it was just between Sony and Microsoft. And they're given a platform like Humble Games is its own distributor and developer now, pretty much.
Yeah,
and
good on them still. Good on them.
Yeah, and there's also itch.io, where they have even more outlier independent video games. Excuse me. But yeah, it's really up to the market's response to this merger, and if we're going to let them go even farther. And I don't think Microsoft would want to. They just want the big hotness, and that's fine with them.
Yep.
Because they've talked a good game about respecting indie companies over the years, and while they have bought some burgeoning indie developers that have gotten big by some of their groundbreaking games that they have, like Ninja Theory. they were an indie developer that created some really fantastic games, and for a while they were Sony exclusive when they came out with Heavenly Sword and a few games after that. But then they started showing much more potential than what Sony was allowing them to do, and then Microsoft bought them, and holy shit, we're getting a second Hellblade game because it was marketed and done so well. And then with Microsoft support, we're getting another game, and they're a much bigger company than they were before. Did they also buy Telltale? No, that was WB. WB bought them. WB Games. Yeah. Oh, when are they going to come for WB Games? I don't think they will ever, because it's backed by backed by a movie studio. I don't think they want to get into that right now. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? They might be the next Disney in the next several years. Who knows? We'll have to see, and we have to stop them from doing it. I don't know. Final words, Trex? Because right now I'm just rambling.
Oh yeah, it's a big move, Microsoft. It's a big move, Phil. Big move. I think if you're gonna buy a game company like Activision, where it really doesn't have anything solid going on when it comes to game development right now, because the two biggest things are on back order, or development hell rather, and then of course have the lawsuits and the HR hell that the company's going. It's a perfect fucking opportunity to buy a goddamn video game company. I'll tell you that. The stars aligned on this purchase, I will say. I saw an article just now saying that like Activision was actually pursuing to be bought and went to Microsoft to do it. So it's like, okay, well, obviously, I guess Activision wanted to sell, but like stars aligned on this. Like kudos. And again, I want to play the optimist part on this, and Activision did a lot of good moves in the past couple of years when it came to the reboot of games, was bringing us back Tony Hawk and Crash, even Spyro. Like those are remakes that were done very well, and Activision bought those companies, but sadly threw them into Call of Duty. We need to let them not be in Call of Duty. Call of Duty doesn't need that big of a commitment. It's great, but it's also not, because we've also seen that Vanguard is doing absolutely dog shit sales. No one's really wanting to do anything about it. The monetization behind Call of Duty has honestly gotten worse over the years.
It has.
And it's like, cool, we move to do other stuff.
You know what they should have done with Call of Duty like a long time ago? Is make it like they do with Destiny. They should have just like had this at the time, a 10-year plan of it just being one game, but with different seasons and DLC, rather than just make a whole new game. Just have it be like Destiny. I mean, because honestly, that would just be a better sales format for the franchise. It would save the franchise, because people. But give it a few years of just there not being any Call of Duty. It won't happen right now because Vanguard just came out. But just stop with the new Call of Duty game every year and give it a break, and then turn it into reformat it into something like what Destiny is doing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's copying, but frankly, if you want to keep Call of Duty, you gotta evolve it into something else, because everyone's sick and tired of it right now.
I mean, absolutely. I play MMOs, so it's like here's your base game, and we just add stuff to it. It's, in my eyes, it will probably be a longer investment to give Call of Duty, here's your Call of Duty game. We have a plan. And actually, you know what? Division's doing the same thing. Here's your base game, and we're just going to add content to it for the next some odd years. And then here's your Call of Duty. We plan to do updates to it for 3 to 5 years. And then in that 5th year, here's your last update. Boom, here's your new Call of Duty game.
Yeah, here's a new expansion. It doesn't have to be like a whole new game. Just make it a new expansion, and then retire some of the older and retire the oldest thing, like Destiny's doing. I mean, it's a format that it's not perfect, but it works.
Yes.
And people continue to play Destiny because it works. I mean, just do it, guys.
Do
it. Say if you want to save the franchise, you got to change it somehow.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it like setting it in an alternate universe where the Germans are still thriving.
Yeah.
Or where not Germans as a whole people in a country, but I meant Nazis. We all know what I meant.
Oh yeah. I have to say, it's 2022. I'm Nazi'd out. I'm zombied out. I'm Nazi'd out. I'm done. We can't, like, unless you're like a Marvel game and you're bringing out the Red Skull and Hydra, bringing something cool and new to the table, we're done with Nazis. I'm done. I'm pretty sure the German people are like, oh my God, we know, we get it, we fucked up, we're done. We don't want to do this anymore.
That is a terrible German accent.
I'm so tired right now. I think I went Russian. I think I went total Russian. It's been a while since I've actually watched a German flick.
You went Eastern European somewhere. Nondescript Eastern European.
I like that. Nondescript Eastern European, I can go with that.
Yeah, Stevie B's like, what the fuck was that?
You don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry. Fuck off, Stevie B. Fuck off. Okay. Go on with your hippos. Go ahead.
So yeah, you kind of sounded a little Albanian, a little Russian.
I'm covering
you jumped
all
from
the
nation,
Eastern Europeans.
You jumped from nation to nation.
I'm covering it all. I'm a mixture.
Yeah. Yeah, but stuff and things. It ended Asian? I don't think so, says the Asian.
Rip. What does an Asian sound to you, Stevie B? Okay, we're calling it. We have to call it.
Yeah, we're calling it. We gotta call it because now we're in the silly zone.
We're in the silly zone.
But that's it for us tonight. Thank you so much for watching. We are some people within the Nerds of the Apocalypse. I'm Xtina's Ninja, and I'm joined with the lovely and beautiful and poofy
Tricks.
just fix your hair. You look bad. No, I'm just kidding. But you can catch us on Twitch every Wednesday at 9:30-ish. I'm just gonna ignore what you're doing to your head right now. And if you're watching us on YouTube,
how black people hide their wands.
If you're watching this on YouTube, greetings, hello, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandpa what we do here. And if you want to watch us live, come on over to twitch.tv/Nerds of the Apocalypse and join the conversation live, where we just clown around, as you see. But yeah, this will eventually show up on YouTube when Stevie B is feeling better. And we hope you feel better soon, Stevie! Those damn hippos.
All the wells.
All the wells. And that's it for us tonight, guys. Good night.
Night, folks.
Bye! Peace!